Particularly, I'm welcoming Professor Dr. Sano Koutoub, the Deputy Chairman of Fiqh Academy, OIC, and he was formerly the Deputy Rector of IUM in Malaysia. And also I wish to welcome all the friends, Dr. Ahmad Datonji, all the way from Turkey, and with Professor Kamal Hassan. It is hidden, his face is not seen. Professor Fauzan, and all brothers and sisters, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shall we start Al-Fatiha to start with our program? Alhamdulillah, we are very fortunate to have Professor Sano as a distinguished scholar in Islamic studies to deliver a talk on Ijtihad, Fatwa, and coronavirus. Just to have a little bit of background of Professor Sano, for those who do not know him. Professor Sano Koutoub is currently the minister at minister in the office of the president and diplomatic advisor to the president of Guinea. And before that, he was a minister of international cooperation, Republic of Guinea, and he was also the Minister of Religious Affairs, Republic of Guinea. He was also formerly the Deputy Rector of Academic Affairs at IUM. His academic qualification, he obtained his MA in Islamic Jurisprudence with a first-class honors from King Saud University in Saudi Arabia, and higher diplomat in French language, Ministry of National Education, France, and postgraduate diploma in Islamic Banking and Finance. And he obtained Doctorate of State in Islamic Finance with first class from the University of Zaytuna, Tunisia, and PhD in Laws in Usul Fiqh at IIUM, Malaysia. Academic profession, he was a professor of source of Islamic Jurisprudence, Fiqh and Usul Fiqh, Maqasid al-Sharia, and Islamic Banking and Finance. He is a permanent member of Fiqh Academy, OIC, and currently Deputy Chairman of the Fiqh Academy. And he has published many books, 25 books in Arabic, English, and French, and more than 85 articles. Also, he has supervised more than 45 PhD and master students in Arabic, English, and French. I think he is very well qualified to speak on this topic and very fortunate to have him. So without further ado, I think I will invite him to deliver his talk up to half an hour, and then you all have the opportunity to ask him questions. Inshallah. I wish to welcome Dr. Sano.
Thank you very much, Prof. Dato'd. Thank you to all our learned participants. I shall take it as an opportunity to greet my father, the inspiring man, the man who was behind everything that we do have had in our life. I would just say that Prof. Dr. Ahmed Tutunji, may God bless him and give him the reward for what he has been doing and he has done for Muslims, youth, and Muslims all over the world. So I take it the opportunity also to thank Prof. Kamal. I've heard that he is listening to us. It's kind of him to accept to be a part of those people who will be giving the chance to his students to deliver some of the message about Ijtihad that we have learned from him. And thank you very much, Prof, for inviting me and for thinking about me and helping me to be back to this academia, knowing that for the last 10 years, destiny had made it that I've been a little bit away, not that much away, but a little bit not on daily basis like I used to have it when I was in Kuala Lumpur. I think the last 16 years I spent in KL was the most important and the most memorable and most, if you do say, the starting point for everything that I have enjoyed. All of this good time and good environment, good people, good country, and the people who gave me everything I could imagine in my life. So I'm indebted to Malaysia, indebted to the Malaysian people and to Malaysian government to whatever they have done to all. All our brothers today, my thinking and greetings all to them for what they have done. I will never forget our learned father, Prof. Abdul Hamid Abu Suleiman, who has been to me a model of a thinker that we should be making sure that all his thoughts. I used to have the opportunity to sit with him every evening before going back home. The last time that I was with him in the 90s. May God bless him and give him good health, and let us pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless IIUM, to bless Malaysian, to bless all lecturers, brothers and sisters who contributed to show to the world that it is still possible for Muslims to move on, possible for Muslims to make change and to be agent of change for the better manner for the humanity. Brothers and sisters, these things I was just like obliged to say because it is an opportunity. I'm having it now. When I was told to talk about Corona and talk about something which is meaningful, which should be interesting for Muslims, especially the youth and the scholars and the students and all of us as a reminder, I talked about two items which are very important. And these two items have proven to be something we need to go through. First of all is about Ijtihad, which is an intellectual discourse, intellectual endeavor, as you may know well. And then the second is about Fatwa, meaning to say we are having before us a crisis. We are having before us a pandemic, which is the COVID-19. And that is something which was not known for the Muslim in the Muslim history. We have had pandemics, we have had different trials, different troubles up and down, but the pandemic of COVID, which is the coronavirus 19, it is very, very unique in its nature. It is a very unique in the sense that the humanity had never faced such kind of pandemic which had been spread in a very short time, and the whole humanity had been panicked, and everything has to be stopped, and people have to go and think about just only how to save lives. And at the same time, we have lost many beloved brothers and sisters around the world, brothers and sisters in Islam, brothers and sisters in humanity, and brothers and sisters in everything that we do have. We don't talk about the losses that the countries and the nations have gone through because of this lockdown or because of this coronavirus. That means it's need for us to think about Ijtihad. This coronavirus, the COVID, brought along with it so many new things. Muslims may not be able to handle them if they have to think from the box. I would say we need to think outside of the box. Why outside of the box over here? With due respect we do have for our Islamic jurisprudence, with due respect we do have for Islamic history, Islamic legacies, we do have before us today a new thing. And that new things need new thoughts, new way of handling, new way of thinking, a new way of giving Islamic legal ruling about it. First of all, you may know, and all of us know, that Ijtihad, it is an endeavor. It is just an attempt from an intellectual that will be trying to say, this issue, this case we do have before us, what is the legal ruling as far as this issue is mentioned? What is the hukm al-shara'i? We could just get it, which should be suitable for this new issue that we are faced with. In order for him to do this, he or she will have to get to know what it is about the coronavirus, what it is about the case. Because, I mean, Mujtahid, being as a medical, as a physician, he or she will have to make sure he doesn't talk about corona, he doesn't talk about the legal rulings without having a proper understanding what it is about the coronavirus. This virus, which human being was faced, or humanity heard about it the late 2019, namely somewhere in December in Wuhan, and then it came a pandemic from 12th of March 2020. WHO declared this COVID as a pandemic. Pandemic meaning to say it's no longer about Asia or Southeast Asia, about not in Asia, but it is something around the whole world is faced with it. There is no, out of 193 countries in the world, which are registered with the United Nations, almost you have 191 or 92. Only one country is left up to date that did not see this coronavirus coming to them. That means it's an issue for all humanity. It's not longer belong to Guinea, belong to Malaysia. It's not an issue of Turkey, or it's not an issue of Saudi Arabia. It's not an issue of any other country. It became a global threat, and it became a global problem, a global crisis that we have to handle. Once it is crisis at that level, there is a need to think about the mechanism of Ijtihad. We have what we do call the collective Ijtihad, Al-Ijtihad al-Jama'i. That has been the mechanism the Muslims and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used to use it himself. For instance, most of the crises that the Prophet went through, where you don't have revelation, the revelation talking about it directly, he used to use the mechanism of collective Ijtihad. What the collective Ijtihad, we call Ijtihad al-Jama'i. Why Ijtihad Jama'i? Because it's not an issue that the faqih alone will be able to give an answer to all the questions raised by a corona. Not the medical people only will be able to give answers to all the questions that have been raised by corona. Not even the politics or economics and all the things, but you need collective Ijtihad effort that every human being, every single learner, he or she will have to contribute in order to give the better understanding and then to give a better answers to the problems that we are faced through, we are going through. This is not the case. It's not allowed for one single lecturer or one single academic intellectual to tell the Muslims or to tell the whole world how to handle corona, what to do about, because it's something has to do with the countries, has to do with the differences we do have in the systems, have to do with the problems that we have. Then if you say it's not allowed, if somebody, now let us put it that way. A country has decided because of corona, we have to close down all the mosques. Muslims somewhere who is not living in that place, he or she will say, you cannot close the mosque, you should not close the mosque. He's wrong. Because he's not living the state, he's not living the place where these Muslims have it. But in the country where you have decided that to go, because you need to protect the life, then over here, you have to do it collectively. And then first of thing we have to learn through, this crisis, that Muslims, the academics, the intellectuals, they have to put together their efforts in order to give the answer which will be the most suitable and the most comprehensive to the crisis. Shouldn't be an individual ijtihad, would not be taken as the source of all the things we do. An individual ijtihad will have to propose the collective one. And the collective will have to go through. If they find it something which is suitable, then the collective will decide. I was very happy to learn it in Malaysia and other places in the Muslim world. There was no such kind of a generalization of the answers. When you generalize the answers, you are doing something wrong to the ijtihad. Ijtihad over here will be collectively done in this time, in the time and the space. Because the time and the spaces are different, the countries are different, the level of the crisis even in the countries are different. Some places they are faced with a lot of troubles, and then you cannot be taken from here to do what the others are doing in different manner. Having said this, ijtihad is not open to all. You must have qualification for it. It is just like medicine. It's not everybody can practice medicine. He or she will have to go through education. He or she will have to go through. This is training that they have to go. You cannot just say it's halal or it's haram. Because if you say halal, you think you don't without knowing why it is halal, or you say haram without saying no, it's haram. You are doing something what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَا تَصِفُ أَلْسِنَتُكُمُ الْكَذِبِ هَذَا حَلَالٌ وَهَذَا حَرَامٌ لِتَفْتَرُوا عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبِ. Don't say what you say, but we want to say, and you have to say it after knowing it. Knowing it meaning you have already understood how to go about it, and then you have these qualifications, you have enough knowledge of what we do call it today, the objective of Sharia. One thing which was very important when you talk about the collective ijtihad, this collective ijtihad has to be maqasidic. It has to be based on maqasid. Why I'm saying this? You may allow me that in Islamic history or Islamic jurisprudence, we have learned in the school that we have 5 maqasid of Sharia. The 5 maqasid or 5 pillars of maqasid we do call it. We talk about hifz al-din, this is the protection of the religion. We talk about hifz al-nafs, you're tracking the protection of life. He talks about hifz al-nasl, the protection of the family, if you may like to call it. You talk about hifz al-aql, the protection of the intellect. And then you talk about hifz al-mal, the protection of the wealth, as we do here now. Earlier, at the Imam Ghazali time, there was a question. You are having these 5. It's not, of course, the 5 for all times, for all humanity, for all, but they are the basic of whatever we could add on these 5 today could be the protection of the freedom, the protection of the what do you call it, the security, many other things could be added to this one. But let us stay with these 5 as known to all of us. There was a case in the Imam Ghazali's time, people were saying, what should come first? In case if there is a conflict between these 5s, what should take? If there is a conflict between protection of the religion, the deen, and the protection of life, what should you go for it? The scholars, the Usulis, started talking about it. They said, no. Many of them, they tend to say, no, you have to go protection of the deen to come first. Why? Because you could go for the protection of the deen, you go for jihad. And then that could lead to be the person, the person could die because of the religion. The others have gone through, they only just like very, very few new ideas were saying, to me, is the protection of the life should come first. I would believe this one. Coronavirus has proven that it has to be the protection of life before the protection of deen. Why we are saying this? It is a new, you could say, who said this one before you? Maybe many people have said it without, I haven't come through the Islamic legacy, maybe that one. But most of the people were focusing and saying, even defending that it was the protection of religion first. And then the answer was this, the reason for is that because of jihad, it could be, that could be. But I have to turn it other way around. The protection of life, because when you go for jihad, the objective is not to go to die over there. You are going imma nasr aw shahada. The main objective is to be successful. You have to win. That's the main objective. But while looking for winning, you could end up to die. Does not mean here your main objective is going to be to die. Otherwise, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is our model, he would have been killed in any jihad, in anything there. But that was not the objective there. We have learned, with due respect to this idea, which is in our Islamic jurisprudence, we have come to say, no, it's a protection of life. Why is the life? Because without the life, there is no religion. When the people are not in the good health, they cannot practice their religion itself. So first we have to protect the life, and then we have to do whatever we could do. All of Islamic legal rulings, you have to take them and you have to stop them. If it is prohibited items, they will be all permissible because of the protection of life. If they are maybe recommended, they become obligatory because of the protection of life. If you have seen it today, going and praying in a congregation is something fard ain in some of the school of in Hanbali school, not in the Shafi'i is fard kifaya. But you find it now today, we have been obliged, all of us, to stop these things because we want to protect the life. And that is the right one that the humanity did, and that was the Muslims' answer. The Muslims' response to this one was very, 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 as we say, we were very, very honored to have such kind of setting for everywhere in the Muslim countries. We shouldn't be listening to those people who are saying you cannot close the mosque. When we get the expert in medicine, the expert from epidemiology, those people who know what is going to happen in case the people have to pray in congregation, then we have to go to that what they advise getting from these people, we will have to get them back and go for this one. So I would believe that this corona has brought before us today a new challenge, that the protection of life will have to come first at all levels, and anything will have to go against the protection of life. If it is a prohibited one, it has to be permitted one. If it is recommended, it becomes obligatory. If it is makruh, it became allowed one. So that's why corona was this, and that has to be done on the maqasid basis, where we will have to take that. Why we're saying this one? Darul mafasid muqaddamun ala jalbil masalih. There is a legal maxim you have to push away what the evil is much better than bring in a benefit. What do you mean? It is an evil. It is a benefit that you pray in the mosque. It is a maslahah that you make Jum'ah, Salatul Jum'ah. It is that one the Muslims stay together. They stay together. They hang. They shake hands. They shake hands. All of things there. But these are all benefit. But it became this one. If it could bring, or we could make the people to be contempt with Ebola, with Corona, they will have to stop it. Corona is an evil. So we have to push it away in order for us to protect ourselves. And then we have to put a side of the benefit what could have to get it before this one. Brothers and sisters, something else was very important of this one. How to handle the people who passed away with Corona. That was an issue also. We had in Fiqh Council, we had a session in Ramadan. We had a session about this issue. It was a big, when the people have been faced, you need to go for ghusl, you need to prepare, retail, all the things. But it happened in some places where you have thousands of people who are dying, were passing away on daily basis. And there is no way that you get this, a proper kafan, a proper even burying of that things there. Why we're saying it's not, you have to go by, those days, the medicine that didn't tell us that the body of those people passed away by because of Corona, it could be handled. We have to tell them, Ahlu Makkata adra bi shi'abiha. Brothers and sisters in Malaysia, brothers and sisters in Thailand, in Jakarta, in any other places, in Turkey, we trust your scholars. We believe in their knowledge. We believe in their level of understanding of Sharia. They know better what is happening in their place. They know better which is better for the Muslims and which is better for them. You should not be insisting on ideas, on some of the opinions of scholars or former scholars to say it has to be done that way. No, you have to be more pragmatic and more realistic and take and do what is good for Jakarta, the Muslims in Jakarta, what is good for Muslims in Thailand, what is good for Muslims in Turkey, what is good for Muslims in Malaysia, in Guinea, in any other places in the world. You should not be generalizing, and that was something we have to go through. And we have told them when they were asking us, is it allowed the Muslims to be buried in the non-Muslim cemetery? That was another issue. I had it in Europe, in America, in the States. So why the Muslims should have their places and at the first place? This is something which was, we do call it amru mustahdathan fil minna. When you separate between the dead people, the cemetery, this is for Muslims and this is for non-Muslims, and not all this is something. It's not an obligation from Islamic point of view, but it had happened, and each state has to be given the chance to decide on it. You cannot just make it haram or halal for all, or it's not haram for all or halal for all. No, it has to take into account the social context, the social realities, and then you will say that one. But why Corona was going through, people, Muslims, humanity was going through, especially our brothers and sisters in Europe or in America, they were faced with that problem. Some say, we cannot bury them. Or some are even saying, we bury them temporarily, and then after Corona, we'll bring them to some places. Some other places, they even decide, they say, they will have to bring the people outside of their country. I would just say to these brothers and sisters, there is something Al-Qaeda, the legal magazine said. If you do look at it, it's not allowed. Take it as of now, it is allowed. It's become permissible. Because we are living in the era, we are living the crisis, and with the crisis, we have to go for this one. And they should not be just making so much noise about it. You should accept it. And they should accept the advice coming from the medical team. We invited the medical team in the Faculty Council, and they explained to us, to all the scholars, we end up to say, we need to follow faqih. In these cases, in the case of Corona, he or she will have to be a good listener, and he has to be the person who would be listening to our medical people. They are in better position to tell us which is good, as is going to protect our life and the life of others. I won't take more than many other things, but I wanted to raise a few other cases for the fatwa. The fatwa also, as you may know, before giving a fatwa, he or she will have to have some knowledge what we do about it. The main issue for this fatwa, the fatwa also has to be maqasidic. As ijtihad is maqasidic, and you may know the relationship between mufti and mujtahid. We used to say in our study, Islamic jurisprudence, that all mufti or all mujtahid or all mufti is mujtahid. Before you become mufti, you must be mujtahid. You must have the knowledge that will allow. But not all mujtahid is mufti. You know, it has to be, you know, before you get your master's or PhD, you must have BA. So BA here is normal for you to get this one. If somebody is having PhD, we do assume that he or she is having already MA and BA. So definitely this one. So each fatwa is a very higher level. That's why it shouldn't be done, it shouldn't be practiced for everybody. It shouldn't be just done by everybody. That's why Ibn Qayyim, rahimahullah, has written a book, I'lam al-Muwaqqi'in, Rabb al-Alamin. This is to advise, this is to remind the people who are signing al-Muwaqqi'in, those people are signing on behalf of the Lord, on behalf of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the name of the book. He, in that, Ibn Qayyim in this book, he was saying, Ajra'ukum ala nari, ajra'ukum ala fatwa. Those among you who do not fear the hell, the fire hell, is those people who don't fear the fatwa, who just allow themselves to speak on behalf of Allah, on behalf of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, without knowing what Allah wants, without knowing what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says about it. So therefore, the fatwa, it is a very sensible issue. It should not be allowed. It should not be open to all, and everybody would not be. It's not because I'm having a Facebook, I'm having a kind of like white website, and I will begin to raise to tell the people haram and halal. Because if you say haram and it's not halal, or you say halal, it is haram, you have to be in charge, and then you will know that you'll be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be asking you, who told you this one, and from which sources you get these things. So therefore, the Fatwa Council have to be respectful and have to be respected. They have to be, first of all, consisted by learned people, people who have enough knowledge about Islam, enough knowledge about usul al-din, enough knowledge about usul al-fiqh, enough knowledge about tafsir, enough knowledge of maqasid al-sharia. Not only that one, enough knowledge about the social realities. Because mufti who does not know the realities, he or she would not be going to exercise the fatwa. That's why Ibn Qayyim in that book, he said that the fatwa which is needed over there, fahm al-waqi' wa fahm al-wajib fi al-waqi'. You need just two basics if you want to exercise the fatwa. After being mujtahid, after reaching some level of understanding, the first of this one, fahm al-waqi'. You must know the realities. That's why we're talking about it. I will not be staying in Malaysia talking about, in Conakry, talking about what is happening here, or telling what the people in KL should be doing. No, it's not allowed from my side. I'm doing something wrong to myself, doing something wrong to the humanity, to the Muslims in that places. I should further just decide to go to respected scholars in Malaysia and believe that if any changes we have to go through, we could be. So you must know the reality, political reality, social reality, economic realities. All these realities have to be taken into account when you want to deliver your fatwa. Not only don't fahm al-waqi', fahm al-wajib fil waqi'. You might be somebody who have understood a reality, but you may not know what is suitable for that reality, which is what is good for that reality. I could know, generally speaking, the realities of Guinea, the realities of Malaysia, but I would not know that specifically at this point of time, which is good for that reality. It will need it from me. I have to know al-fahm al-wajib fil waqi'. It is just a medical doctor. If I just somebody who did not exercise, who did not know these practices, you know, I say today, you know, I just can go and meet Prof Kasuri, say Prof Kasuri, I'm having headache. Okay, somebody who had not been in the school of medicine or not been there, you know, just go and take one Panadol or take one paracetamol. Take Panadol, that will get to solve your problem. Okay, or take an aspirin. You could say, because this is the common knowledge for everybody. As today, this is halal, yeah, this is halal, or this is haram, hey, this is haram. But he or she does not know. If I take aspirin for this, it could put an end to my life. Prof. Kasud will never tell me this. What he would say, brother, tell me, why you are having, what happened? What did you eat yesterday? What did you do yesterday? Did you sleep well? Did you have this and that? He will raise many questions. When I give him all the answers, he will decide to say, no, Sano, you don't need to take any medicine. Just go and take rest. And at that one, your headache will be off. Because he knows that the cause of my headache is not coming from that one. I know I have some problem because I didn't have enough sleep. I didn't have enough food. I didn't have enough rest. So then the answer to that one, that this is the medical doctor would speak to me that way. Someone who is not from that field, he would just say, do this. This is the thing which is the fatwa, which is happening today. You say, what to do if you want to bury the Muslims in the non-Muslims cemetery? What to do? It's halal to do it, or it's haram to do it. I say, no, brother, be careful. You are giving something which is going to be dangerous for you in the hereafter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to do these things. So, brother, the collective ijtihad is the mechanism that will have to go for it when we are facing this crisis at that level, this way. We should not be any intellectual, any mujtahid, any learned person. He or she will have to go through this one and make sure that he will give the proper answer. And that answer will be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will please Allah. Because it's coming from ulama. It's coming from all of this that they could exchange. They could give one of them, they will say, this is, you have missed. You should go for qiyas. You should go for istishab. You should go for istihsan. You should go for this and this. Because they know among themselves what would be the best thing. What are the rules? What are the legal advice, legal evidences they have to use in order for them to get the things there. Finally, I will have to talk about the issue of the ijtihad. I have seen many people are saying this time, when this corona happened, it's because men at the beginning, before it reached some Muslim countries, were saying because people did many things wrong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are so many fasad on the ground. There is so many, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to punish the humanity, the mankind. I don't believe in that one. I don't believe in it. Why I don't believe in it? It's very simple. At the time of the Prophet, the companies of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, there was Ta'un. Ta'un, which is known to be Ta'un Amwas in Sham, in Syria or Lebanon or all these places. In that town, Abu Ubaidah, Amr ibn Jarrah, who was the governor of Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, he passed away by Ta'un, by something we call it the pandemic today. We call this one in that town, Mu'adh bin Jabal, he passed away by Ta'un. The son of Mu'adh bin Jabal, he passed away by Ta'un. Are you saying these people did something wrong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No, no, brother. This is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a test to all Muslims or non-Muslim, for all mankind, humanity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fa'alun lima yurid. He would say, otherwise he would say, if you are very, very close to Allah, you never get sick. No, no. Prophet got sick. Prophet passed away. Prophet had suffered. Prophet had gone through all the trials. And the trials are meant not because you have committed sin that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have to do. No. If that way, the Muslims will be, is always repenting to Allah. There nothing will happen to him, but it would happen as a test. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do you think that because I'm Muslims, I will not going to be faced the trials? No. In case you will be facing, and they will have to face, and then you will have to accept it. لذلك رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم أمر المؤمن عجل إن أصابه خير شكر حمد الله فشكر وإن أصابه شر صبر فحمد وكان له خيرا وكما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. Muslims is the one. If you get good, alhamdulillah. If you get something bad, it's alhamdulillah still. That is the Muslims that has to do. So these things, when it started, Muslims saying it is because people have done. Yes, people have done so many things, and they continue doing it. And this is not Corona is going to stop it. Something else will have to stop it, which is for the humanity. This time is something which is suitable for humanity. So check out this one. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when Aisha asked him, he said, Prophet, you talk about ta'un, But we had in the history that ta'awun is meant for the unbelievers. But why is happening now to the believers? So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, yes, it is, ta'awun subhanahu wa ta'ala is ibtila min Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah wanted it to test it. But if anyone, it happened that he or she became victim of this ta'awun, became victim of a pandemic like Corona, and he or she sabr, he accepted it as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will. He's accepted it as something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has deserved for him the reward of shaheed. كان له مثل أجر الشهيد أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. أجر الشهيد means you become somebody that who passed away in the field of battle for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They might, the people who we do call them shuhada, they are the people who passed away by this pandemic. So I was one of the area people are talking about, you know, they don't want to tell this person passed away by Corona, because sometimes become some kind of like a shameful. No, brothers and sisters, please. He's very lucky one, because Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in other hadiths he say, "Ash-shuhada'u khams," people who will be deserving the reward of shaheed. There are 5 of them. First of them, al-mat'un. Al-mat'un, who is the one who passed away by ta'awun, the pandemic. Al-mat'un fil jannah. That the person who passed away by this one. So if it was because of the sins that the people committed, so how he or she would be in Jannah? So anybody passed away and he or she has accepted this one because of the pandemic, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fil Jannah. Wal mabtulu fil Jannah. The people who have the stomach, the pain, you could call that, passing away through the disease which is related to the stomach, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the ajr of shaheed. We do call it the person who passed away through this thing. He was happened that person know it in the because imagine, and then the person just
we lost Prof. Sano, Dr. Jamil.
Yeah.
Maybe we reconnect again. Alhamdulillah, we have 333 participants now. So we try to reconnect Prof. Sano back to Guinea. Dr. Sharan, can you call Prof. Sano?
Yeah.
Okay, while waiting for Prof. Sano, Dato'd, you want to say something? I have questions. There are one from Bangladesh, another one from Indonesia.
We have to wait until Prof. Sano come, then let's see.
Yeah. Just discussing while waiting for
his behalf.
Yeah.
I think we are very clear that under the new pandemic COVID-19, how the Majlis Fatwa make the Ijtihad, it is a collective Ijtihad, and not individuals, ulama or guru making Ijtihad.
Yeah.
So it must be in line with Maqasid Sharia, protection of religion, life, and people from asking for Indonesia, protection of wealth or economy could be another factor. So whether life or death in people who are the poor people in certain part of Indonesia, they don't bother so much about the protection of life.
Yeah.
So this will be a question that will be posed to Professor Sano, inshallah.
Yeah.
Professor Fazan will read all those.
I will read the question.
Yeah, okay.
At the same time, I want just to recap what Prof. Sano said. We have to based on fake waqi', yani the situational based on the society, the states of each country. The fake in Indonesia doesn't mean the same in Malaysia, in Nigeria, or in Guinea, or in London. We have the guests from London, or in Turkey. And based on the local council, this one of the, I think, the highlight that he gave to us. Sharon, is Prof. Sano is already in, or should I call him?
Not yet.
Okay.
Any
Maybe better call him.
Okay, I will call him now.
To give, Dr. Tonji would like to add anything, or Prof. Kamal, or Pak Habib. Those who want to speak, maybe you want to wait until Sano come back.
Okay. I try to call him, but he's engaged in his line. Okay. Maybe we invite Dr. Ahmad Tonji to say something, Dr. Jamil.
Yeah. Dr. Ahmad, are you in?
Sharon, can you unmute Brother Dr. Ahmad Tonji?
We have his assistant online, but not.
Okay. Maybe Pak Habib want to say something?
Can you unmute?
Assalamu alaikum. Dr. Ahmed has just left. 5 minutes.
Okay. All right, no problem. Dr. Habib, you want to say something?
Habib, you can unmute yourself.
Oh, Pak Habib can unmute. All right. Try to call Sano again.
Pak Habib, unmute yours.
Hello?
Yeah, we cut off the line. Can you connect again?
Yeah, I think I'm connected.
No, you're off. Can you?
What's the name?
What's your name? I think your same name.
Yeah, it's my same name. Okay.
Okay. Well, can you? We don't see your name now. Can you off and connect the same?
Okay, I would just like, I was talking about those 5 people who have been known to be shuhada. As Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-mat'un shaheed, wal-mabtun shaheed, wal-gharir shaheed, wal-mahdum shaheed, wal-maqtul fi sabilillah shaheed. I mean, al-mabtun, somebody, al-mat'un, the person who passed away by pandemic, like,
The line's problem again. Prof. Sano, you still there? Prof. Sano? I think we have network problem, Sano.
Talk about the woman one day delivering al-ghariq, the person who drowned, to be considered. Al-mahdum, or we could have this somebody the house.
Yeah, cut off again. I'll call him again.
Right. So maybe he doesn't have to need to use the video, just the audio only.
Yeah, maybe, yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Prof. Sano, on. Okay, go ahead.
How about without video, Prof?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
just
I'm
voice
talking
only.
about this part.
Can you just
it's okay.
off your video or just voice?
No, it's okay. I am already okay.
Okay,
okay,
good.
I can see you all the
Continue. Okay.
So this is the 5. I think the Wi-Fi is telling me, Prof. Sano, you have been speaking too much. You have been speaking. You have been speaking so much. Give the chance to the people to talk more.
Okay.
If you may allow me, the summary is that 5 things we are talking about. They are all shuhada. Muslims around the world, you should not be taking and take this one to say it is a punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If it is punishment, it is a collective punishment for all mankind, for all humanity. And then we would stand behind by humanities and all the things. And then we pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One part of this Ebola, this corona, that the Muslims with other faiths, they will all have to come together to pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help our medical people to come out with the medicine for that one, to come out with the vaccine for that one. Because in where humanity itself has a chance, has a lot to this that they have to face with this reality. The consequences of this corona, this pandemic, is not just for Muslims or non-others. It's for all mankind. So it is one of the, we do call it the human solidarity, that all mankind will have to come together, and then they will have to work together in order to get the solution to that problem. So brothers and sisters, I think I might just stop over here, and I would be grateful to hear your good comments and your good recommendations. And this is just, some of the views. I do things I have gone through that it could be useful if you could
Why don't you off your video, Dr. Sano? Dato', you off your video. I think Sharan, kalau dia off dia punya video,
It's better.
it's better.
Yeah.
Macam,
But he can listen his voice, but we cannot listen to his he better switch off his video. Agree with you.
because he has to listen to some questions.
Yeah.
Are you on now, Dr. Sano? We have
Okay. I think we should continue, Dato'.
10 minutes left, maybe another 10 minutes.
Yeah. We have a lot of questions, Dato'.
I think we have a few questions raised by brothers in Indonesia and Bangladesh.
He's coming in again. No. Yeah, Sano is there. Yeah, he's there. Dr. Sharan, can you on Dr. Sano? iPad di Koutoub. Sharan?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Dr. Sano, come in. You can say something. Prof. Sano? Yeah, your voice.
Yes, I can say. I'm listening.
Yeah, Prof. Sano?
Yes.
Yeah, just off your video, then just say something. when he's cut off, he want to come in again.
Yeah.
Prof. Sano just say, okay, maybe one suggestion, we off all the video. Okay, it's too heavy. Off the video except the moderator. Can you everybody off the video? This technology.
Yes, listening and waiting for the. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we listen to you. Yeah, we hear you.
You turn off your video first. Can you listen to us?
Yeah, go ahead. iPad di Koutoub. Can you, Brother Sharan,
Yeah.
can you? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm okay.
Yeah, say something.
Yes, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm just listening
Okay,
to
good.
our Leonard, our.
Okay, thank you
I'm
very
listening
much.
to you, please.
Dr. Sano, yeah.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
thank you for a very lengthy explanation about the Ijtihad and also about the fatwa in relation to coronavirus. Of course, there are many questions in relation to that. I would like you to entertain the chat group question first. We have about 10 minutes from now. We can ask Brother Fauzan.
Okay, first question, Dr. Hassan Faisal from Bangladesh. He asks, who closed the door of Ijtihad and why? Is it correct to close Ijtihad in this third industrial revolution? Actually, it's not third. We have fourth industrial revolution. Please discuss. First question.
Yeah, actually, the close of the Ijtihad, the door of Ijtihad never been closed. Even the people who wanted it to be closed, they also do Ijtihad to close it. So Ijtihad is not closed.
It's not closed.
Because
Okay,
in order for you to close it, you have to do Ijtihad.
Okay.
It's not closed. Never been closed throughout the history. What happened? People gave more importance to it. That the time is now is to give more importance to this and make the people exercise and practice it, which is needed actually.
Okay.
Because saying Ijtihad Bab is closed is Ijtihad.
Okay, thank you. The second
Thank you
question
very much.
from Ahmad Sodero from Indonesia. What's your opinion about herd immunity policy in several countries concerning the coronavirus? Indonesia seems to be a country that put the protection of economy at first, using what we call it as new normal or pseudo herd immunity, while the rate death is still high. What do you think about it? This question from Ahmad Sudiro from Indonesia.
Protection of wealth.
Sano, you. On another question, Imam Kanafi, in my opinion, the COVID-19 is a product of socio-political economic of knowledge. It's the new way of war-based knowledge and technology. So the Muslim scholars must conduct jihad, jama'i, not just a knowledge with transfer discipliner approach and high technology, but also in economic and politics. What you mind, sir? What your mind? What do you think? Is from Imam Kanafi from Pekalongan, Indonesia. Prof. Sano? We can't hear. Unmute, brother. We can't hear. Brother Sharan, can you unmute? Yes, go ahead, Sano.
Yes.
Unmute again. Yes. Sano, Prof. Sano, Dato'd Sano?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, now can we listen you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the question is what?
You want me to repeat the questions?
Please.
Okay, this brother Imam Kanafi from Indonesia, the COVID-19 pandemic is the product of social, political, and economic of knowledge. It's the new way of war based on knowledge and technology. So the Muslim scholars must conduct jihad jama'i, not just knowledge with transdiscipline approach and high technology, but also economic and politics. What do you think?
I do agree fully with him. It is needed at a collective level. I do agree. I know this is the most important things I have to do now.
Okay. The Dr. Mohidin, how can we compare the present corona with Ta'un, which plague alone?
No, the town in Arabic is something which has become, when the pandemic, I mean, is taken all over the way, and the people do not know most of the time the sources of it. As of today, you know, there is so much of discussions about is it been from the labs, it's been from that, but we do believe it's something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Okay.
And then ta'un, it could be when it take over, and take over all of the places as it is today. I was talking to you about 193 countries are recognized by the United Nations. Almost
We lost again.
March, the WHO did for Asia or for Europe or for other, is for all nations. Okay.
Okay, another question. Rubbing of alcohol-based hand sanitizers before entering the mosque, is it permissible?
It should be permissible if it is to kill corona, if it is to stop corona to attack the people. If anything would be to, I'm not giving fatwa to that one. But I'm saying the basic is this one. The Fiqh Council, the Fiqh Shia, the collective Shia in Indonesia, in Thailand, they will have to check on these things there. But at the end of the day, they will have to take into account that the protection of life will come first. And it has to come first, and it will have to be considered. So that's the basic. We'll have to go for it. Anything will lead to the protection of life. Please, brothers, in these places, we'll take into account this issue, that حفظ النفس مقدم على حفظ جميع المقاصد. Why? Because we have said, in order for you for حفظ النفس, if you want to protect the deen, you have to be in good health, and you have to be alive. We don't ask the people who are in the great graveyard to ask them to do something for the religion. If you want to do something for the protection of the family, you have to be in good health. If you want to do the protection of the intellect or all the things, the health will have to come first. So, as the Prophet has been saying, it is more important before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what we have, the honor you have for the life. The life is very, very expensive, and it's very spacious and very special, that nobody should be allowed to take it from somebody without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permission. So you do not. If I refuse to go to the hospital when I'm sick, I'm committing sin. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ya ibadallah tadawu, inna Allah lam yanzil da'a illa wa anzal lahu dawa. And you people who believe in Allah have to do it, because there is no sickness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent it, not know the cure right now. You may go to meet one, I can go, does not mean there is no cure. There is a cure. It's true today, WHO is saying there is no, as of yet, yes. But there is the cure. That's why the scholars, the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ibadur Rahman, they should pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to inspire our medical team to get this to discover. I'll just talk about discover. When you discover, meaning the thing is already there, but it's been covered, you need to discover it. So the cure, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put it somewhere, and then the people have to do effort to get to it, and that's why the medical people are doing it. So we should pray Allah to facilitate, to make it easier for them to get the cure for Muslims. So Muslims will have to go to scare. And where Muslims, women will go for this one, why will be allowed? Even the issue of our and all the things will all be allowed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of the protection of the life. So please take into account